lots of amazing discussion today about artificial intelligence. And also to continue this amazing discussion, today I would like to share about our perspective and also observation on the future of AI infrastructure. So has been in this industry for long enough. So as the moderator introduced, I'm the founder and managing partner of Fusion Fund. So since 2015, I've been leading the firm investing AI-powered vertical application and horizontal AI infrastructure across Silicon Valley and also United States. We see lots of amazing technology and founder momentum happening in the past couple years. And in the past 2 years, I think we got extra exciting because the true trend powered by AI for digital transformation is happening. It's not only happening in the tech industry, it's happening across all different industries. Here, I quickly just talk about our looking observation on AI. First, AI is a super tool. I think we talked about it already. When you have a super tool, you want to use it everywhere. It's like once you have a car, you don't want to ride horses as a transportation. But car is not the destination. Car is the tool to take you to the destination you wanted to go. AI is the same approach. It's a super tool you could utilize in different application and industry, take you to the desired destination. So because of this broader implementation, it's not only tech industry. This trend powered by AI might be 10 times bigger than the internet innovation we talked about more than 10 years ago. But meanwhile, we also need to be very practical. We're early stage investor. We want to supporting founder, want to supporting early stage startup. We also wanted to understand AI didn't come in only for disruption, also came in as an enabler. When they enable everyone, including large company. So what are the opportunity for smaller startup? What are the opportunity for large corporate? It's very important to understand the market landscape before you devote your energy, your technology, and also yourself into a technology trend. So what are the interesting trend booming right now? There are always two dimensions to talk about it. First is the vertical application. Which industry will be one of the best to utilize AI? We talk about technology AI a lot, but fundamentally to utilize AI, the foundation is the data. Which industry have huge amount of high quality data? Become the nutrition, be able to well train the AI model to make it diverse application use cases. And meanwhile, the quality of the data probably matters more than the quantity of the data right now, be able to really make your solution highly precise, highly professional, and also consistent. So there's some industry I list here. You know, instead of listing all this tech sector you've been talking about hearing all the time, these are the interesting industry like healthcare industry, which take roughly 20% of US GDP, insurance industry and finance industry. Insurance industry itself is a $7 trillion market size in United States. Robotics, why we need robotics? Because it's the extension of the sensor, it's the entrance of the data. When we control the entrance of the data, we have better control of the data, better control of the quality and also type of the data, which could supercharge AI. The last one is also probably a little bit surprise to lots of people, is space tech. You know, space industry being there for a long time. We've been only talking about rocket launching, satellite manufacturing in the past couple of years. But recently heard the news, the successful launch of a Starship, means in the future, every single Starship potentially could have a payload take over 600 satellites to launch per launch, which is really, really impressive compared with now probably less than 60 or 50. So in the future, there will be more satellites up in the space generating and collecting data. All this data get together will be able to build up the foundation for AI to implement. So all this vertical or other one I mentioned have a huge amount of high quality data to build up the application. When we talk about build up the application, we talk about AI need to be better and faster. There's also one thing very important, AI also need to be cheaper. In order to make AI better, faster, cheaper, not only application layer matters, AI infrastructure layers really, really matters. So here I also list out what are the infrastructure matters, and also what are the major challenges facing by the AI infra innovation. The first is the GPU consumption. We're in Silicon Valley, we all know NVIDIA is in the historical high stock price. Why is that? Because GPU consumption of AI is way too high. how to optimize and reduce the GPU consumption for AI infra in the future is a big market. Second is energy consumption. Maybe before we run out the GPU, we may run out the energy to supporting AI to implement in different industry. People all heard about a story of certain power outage caused by AI training model. We also talk about the total electricity usage of the AI application now may equivalent to the usage of electricity of the whole New York City, which is insane. But also technology potentially help us reduce the energy consumption in the future. That's another opportunity for innovation. And then it's the latency. When you're using ChatGPT, when you're using different AI application, you want to have much faster response. You also want to potentially have more processing happen on the edge, which can potentially provide low latency or even no latency. The last one, of course, is the data privacy. So from here, I really wanted to tackle every single of it and talk about the interesting market landscape and also the opportunity there. First is the computational power using by AI. We all heard about the different type of design of the chips, right? There's a GPU, there's an APU, there's a TPU, there's also LPU done by different type of company, different type of architecture in the hardware layer for us to choose then which one potential could be the future. If you ask me, I will tell you every single one would give us a different future because depends on the architecture of the model. A may run more efficiently on GPU for now, A may run more efficiently on CPU in the future. We read through some research papers, certain model, combined with transformer model, currently are running more efficiently on top of CPU compared with GPU, which is very promising. Another thing is about system optimization. TPU runs very efficiently within the Google system, and how we make sure be able to have more system optimization instead of the chip optimization. That's another thing to think about, optimize the GPU consumption. And meanwhile, there's some new architecture coming up. We're looking at interesting technology for high performance computing, optical computing. Of course, it takes very long time for new technology from lab to commercialization, but there is some potential in the next 5-7 years. I was a material scientist at Stanford, so I know how long does it take. But meanwhile, once it happens, it will fundamentally change the market landscape. Another thing besides the GPU consumption is really the data center optimization. I think everyone heard about all this amazing company raising billions of dollars because we're running out of data center as well. And also there's a different type of distributed network provided by different startups be able to help you optimize the data center cost, at most reduce the cost by 82%, and which also could help us reduce the GPU consumption. Second thing is really the energy consumption. For energy consumption, there's also different discussion direction. One is, of course, is there a new architecture to help us reduce the energy? We look at some interesting company doing, for example, analog computing with the potential to reduce the energy consumption of AI by 100x or even more. That's one direction to think about it. Another direction is which type of model we really need. Do we need one generic model be able to cover all different type of application use cases, answer all different questions, and with huge token size? Or alternatively, we have vertical small model, specific train for each application use case, and be able to deliver very high accuracy result, but the token size could be relatively small. So there's two different innovation direction we could choose. Of course, the second option, providing a smaller model and much less energy consumption, potentially give us a more sustainable and also productive way to integrate AI in the future. The next one is really an important technology is edge computing. We've been investing in edge computing since 2018. We published the report on edge computing in 2018. And edge computing not only is important for 5G, it's also very important for AI, because what is the future of AI? One important future is AI on the edge devices. Implement edge devices also help us be able to access to AI application different category, not only just on the cloud and computer, maybe on this microphone, maybe on this remote controller. They're all edge devices. And a smaller model could run on top of these edge devices and give us a different type of access. And meanwhile, for edge computing in general, You probably heard about this term many times. You could generically think about moving the computing power to the edge device. Means you don't have latency or low latency. You don't need to upload everything to the cloud, waiting for the process respond to go back to your local device. And when this process does not need to happen again, think about you're saving energy as well, because you don't need to upload so much data. When you upload tons of data, that's consume tons of battery. That's when your phone starts to hanging up. Another thing is talk about data privacy. When you process most of their critical data on the local devices, also means you have better control over your core data. So that's also much better for some sensitive and highly regulated industry to implement AI. And meanwhile, in terms of talk about open source model, edge computing will enable the flexibility of open source model integration, which also is an important feature for non-large tech company. I'm truly bullish about open source community. I think also there's lots of amazing momentum happening, which enables smaller startup to benefit from it. Also enable every single one of us be able to implement it in our day-to-day usage. The last one is really the data privacy, cybersecurity. There's so many different layers of the challenge we're facing right now. Application layer, of course, data encryption. We all wanted to make sure we protect our data privacy from the company level to the personal level. If you think about all the industry I just mentioned for the vertical application, healthcare, financial, insurance industry, space industry, something in common for all these industries is they're all highly regulated industry. And the regulations mainly focus on the sensitive data. So in order to have new technology protecting the data, doing the data encryption is very important. Another thing is the network. Network getting more comprehensive. It's now the only one layer between the chip and application. We have the whole infrastructure, so many different layers, Kubernetes, container security. We all need to make sure all the entrance of this network could be secure. And meanwhile, also is the AI model security. How to protect model security, that's also very important. You could do it on the fundamental chip layer. You also could potentially do it on the model layer. So here, just want to quickly go through all this challenge and the potential opportunity for every one of us to think about, and also to share this analysis process for founder to also identify potential opportunity for you to focusing on. But really, for now, after talking about AI for so long, for 1 year, 2 years, even more than that for the whole ecosystem, now is the time to pilot to production. How to really make sure Gen AI could really go with major size production, contribute commercial value to us. There's a couple things very important for any tech innovator and also founder and investor. First is competition versus collaboration. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is a super to empower everyone, large corporate and smaller startup. Large corporate are competing with each other, which also means create an ecosystem for smaller startup to benefit from. So how to really identify the right collaborator and partnership and also build up the competitive advantages is very important. The second is industry and application. AI may empower every single industry and application, but doesn't mean all of them going to become venture-backed business or become a great company. So identify the right industry with huge amount of high-quality data, with low productivity, be able to show the capacity of the AI, and also the application show the differentiation of the startup is really critical. Data access and the quality. Go back to what I mentioned a couple times. The quality of the data potentially matters more than the quantity of the data right now for the AI model optimization. So whether you have access to data, whether you have access to high quality data, it's very important. The last, but also most important, related to the AI infra is architecture is the key. Why? If you choose the right architecture, your model will be much cheaper, more sustainable, and also easy to deploy within your customer. So that's all the thing we're looking at in this market right now, looking for the right opportunity. And also it's a very exciting time, no matter for investor or founder, to be at Silicon Valley, to be part of this AI innovation trend. But the good news is we're just getting started. And the key thing is the new architecture is on the horizon and come to the software layer and hardware layer. So if you ask me one sentence as a closing, the best is yet to come. Thank you.